Hey, my friends, this is the heads up to this longer podcast. Just to warn you, you just make sure that you're not driving and doing stuff like that and needs your attention. You can listen to it and you don't have to get involved in it, but it's like a visualization. Can't help but think and visualize this stuff. So it's good if you just spend a bit of time. Just be careful, be wise. I'm a therapist, not your therapist, but just be safe. Because it's a lovely process we're going to walk through. And then I'll do a hypnosis process to follow. Okay? Enjoy. Hey, welcome to the Personal Development Unplugged podcast. So pleased you're here. Your time is valuable and precious. So what I would like to do is fill that time that you share with me with the most shiny golden nuggets to help improve your life, to get your goals, your wishes, your dreams to come to fruition quicker, bigger, better than you could ever imagine, using your imagination, using hypnosis, using NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, all of that, using all things of the mind. No brain hacks, but real solid processes to deconstruct what people do to become great. And then find the processes that we can install that in ourselves to support you in your dreams and get what you really want in life. Anyway, who am I? I'm Paul Clough, and just going to have conversations with you in this podcast and get you thinking, but also share those processes because we're going to have so much fun. That's it. We're going to have fun for a change because we can sit down for a spell and have more fun than we can stand, creating the world we want to live in and be the person we want to be in that world. The only limitation is your imagination. And you got bucket loads, by the way, bucket loads. Have a listen. You really must.
This is Personal Development Unplugged with Paul Clough.
In simplicity, there is genius.
In simplicity, there is genius.
Hey, my friend, this is a longer podcast. I don't know quite where we're going to go with this because I've been inspired in a sort of way, or I've borrowed a process of looking at how we can create a positive attitude in our life and also change the way we behave, maybe change the way we approach a project or just a goal in life. And it all comes from a book. Well, I've adapted it from a book, and the book is The New Technology of Achievement of NLP. And it is such a wonderful book. I know one of the authors is Steve Andreas. Bless him, he's left this little earth of ours, again, in heaven looking down upon us. I can't remember the other guy's name. But it's a brilliant book. I've gifted it so many times. It is the book I would come back to. I love it. If you want to learn about NLP, do it. But that's where it's come from anyway, because I don't want to take credit for this. Just credit for the way I've adapted it, that's all. And I wanted to think of explaining how we can maybe just focus on this goal of ours to achieve. It could be just personal development. It could be as general as that at the moment. It's good to be specific, though. So we need to choose a situation. Specific. So it could be just, is my life improvement? It could be my personal development, how I want to find the real me. Where it's somewhere where you'd like to have this way of thinking. And think, maybe just bring to mind, you'd bring to mind something like, a situations, context where you would like to have this. And just imagine we're just about to embark on this little adventure of creating this way of being. So it happens. See, if we're thinking just before it's happened, it means then we're going to set it up to happen just before you need it. So you could, in some ways, I love visualization, seeing a you over there. Because we want that you over there to go through this process first. So you could see yourself, just imagine yourself over there. Another you, we'll call it, that you over there. Just about to embark on this adventure, this hero's adventure of, we'll keep it in this personal development line, because that's where we are here, isn't it? To finding that real us, to singing from our real voice, showing up, being authentic. A little bit of vulnerability in there maybe. But just see that other you over there, maybe just preparing to learn this new way of being. And the thing about this is, before you take any of it on, you have to be 100% satisfied, completely satisfied of what you see and you hear, before all these learnings from that other you over there becomes yours. And that's why we do it this way, so we can ensure that everything that you will be completely satisfied. And the thing is, just as we see that other you beginning this adventure, maybe that other you begins to notice what's worth avoiding in this adventure. What are the things that are worth avoiding? And there are other things that you're going to be truly attracted to, coming toward. We love towards our values, but towards specific results. So the other you is preparing now, noticing what's worth avoiding and the things that it will be truly attracted to, which will make things the way you want it. So the other you is now seeing both, because we need to have that dichotomy, I guess, so we can learn. And the other you is probably seeing things now in pretty vivid, colourful, exciting and compelling movies, because that's the real way, isn't it? That's a great way. Literally creating your future over there. And it's because of we're moving towards the things that attract us. It's our values, isn't it? This new way of being in the future, this hero's journey, is matching our highest values. And when we have things which match our values, then we're motivated, aren't we? We're motivated to keep in that direction, motivated to take action. And you see that other you over there can because of those values, set themselves, see them over there thinking about what's the higher standard I can hold myself to. That's it. Nothing less will do. Because that's what we'd want for ourselves, wouldn't it? Because what's the point of having just a bit of success? We want a really high standard of success for ourselves, don't we? In fact, that other you out there is probably thinking anything less is unacceptable. You might be able to tell over there that other you is like filled with a desire, motivation now. It's like being drawn on course, as it were, drawn towards that end goal, the end in mind. Because it knows now there's true value in getting there. And the thing is, when you see that other you having that motivation, the values, you probably look, I don't know, because of that intention, look with confidence. They'll have a look of confidence, not overconfidence, but competence maybe. That's it. They just look confident and have that, like, I don't know, like a relaxed determination. Maybe that little smile on their face over there, a little sparkle in the eyes. But as that other you over there has got all that going on, they're going to begin to notice. They have a big picture, and you have that big picture of what you want for yourself at the end of this adventure. And I know this adventure, this hero's adventure, not hero's journey here, hero's adventure of personal development, finding our real self and being our real self is the end in mind, and we'll always keep finding more. That's a big picture. But notice, I bet that other you over there is also noticing the smaller details. Those smaller steps, we call them baby steps, don't we? The small steps, because holding that big picture in mind, and we call it here, having the feeling of the wish fulfilled. And the other you now is with that, holding that big picture, the goal in mind, having that feeling of the wish fulfilled, will now begin to take those small steps only as much as it keeps that feeling in mind, in body, in your heart. And you might even see that other you doing different things in different time frames, in that timeline of the future of you creating that real you. And it's not creating that real you, is it? Really. It's just finding that real you and letting go of the old stuff. And the thing is, maybe that you over there is just noticing those small chunks, really being present in the moment, making sure they do and succeed, those small chunks, those small steps, holding that goal in mind, the feeling of the wish fulfilled, that nothing less is acceptable, that highest value, and looking out to the future, that other you can probably see. It's a pretty rich experience. It's a valuable experience. And there's going to be some wonderful rewards, despite maybe there's a little discomfort at the moment. And there'll be probably some discomfort along the way, because as we know, we have to be uncomfortable sometimes to stretch. But when we hold that big picture in mind, it makes so much difference. And the thing is, it's all about the other you taking responsibility, isn't it? Being at cause, being empowered, because it's up to them. We talk about, no one makes you do this. They are taking charge of their behaviors. They're deciding how they're going to behave, feel, what they're going to learn, the emotions. They're solving problems as they go along because they have taken charge. They're not going to wait for other people. That you over there is taking charge. And when they review, see that you over there reviewing how far they've already come and being pleased, encouraged, because it's measurable, isn't it? And that's what they've done. And the thing is, they are practicing these wonderful skills. And we know practice makes permanent. And the more they do them, enjoying the results, and they do them even more. And in that review, they can just ask themselves, see them over there sitting down maybe, or with a book or a journal. How far have I come since yesterday, since a week ago, since a month ago, since I began listening to Cluffy back then? And notice, you can see the smile on their face, can't you? Just noticing, there's been a few upsets. But that's all about, being at cause. We know we have to be, it's like those 5 keys to success. Knowing your goal, knowing your aim in mind, then taking that action, just like that you over there. But being aware that if we're slightly off course, it's not how we fall down, it's always how we get up. It's not how many times we trip up, it's how many times we get up one more time. Because can't make that fried egg or that thing, omelette, without breaking eggs. But the omelette is beautiful. And as you see them putting this all together, just imagine a mist just enveloping the other you, just for a few moments. And while they're in that mist, the wisdom of your unconscious mind can take and integrate those skills. Everything we've just talked about, everything you've seen. And notice how it can now integrate those skills, access those skills, because they're just in you. I'm just shining a light on them because you have whatever you need. You have all the skills you need. And you can learn even more. Because your goal is unique, your skills are unique, your values are unique. But now you're taking charge to create this real you and show you to the real world. So as that mist comes around, your unconscious mind can take it all in. And then just slowly allow those adjustments to be carried out in the real world, to come into you. And as the mist slowly clears, as that other you has all these wonderful things integrated within them, you might even realize yourself that, yeah, I recognize those skills. I know them. And there's so many others. And if you're happy, as we said, you've got to be totally happy with the way that other you has thought about this. Begin to create it. Begin to find those skills, access skills, beliefs, values, so they can do whatever they want. They can learn whatever they want and then utilize it in any environment because they believe in who they are. If you're happy with that, here's the weird part. All you have to do is welcome, invite that other you to come into you. That's right. Imagine walking to them. Imagine them walking into you. And then you're integrated. And there's only one thing to do after all of this, is to decide. Yeah, you decide when, where you're going to do this. You're going to set this in motion. You're going to take the action that other you has learned. And notice that feeling now. Notice that feeling of the wish fulfilled. Start that plan now. Make the plan, schedule it, do it, review it, and carry on. Yeah, that's a wonderful thing to do. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this into, I think, a hypnosis hypnosis process. Put it all together so we can have all the sides of your unconscious mind. You can just close your eyes then when I do it, and you can just let that visualization come to even a richer life. But I hope you came with me just then, because it just works. So thank you, Steve Andreas. I think the other guy's name was Faulkner. I can't remember his first name, but I'm sure it's Faulkner, a great man in NLP as well. But those two wrote this book, New Technology of Achievement, something NLP. It's an old book, oldish book, because I had it when I first started, so it's really old. But it's so good. My copy is so ear-worn, if that's what they call them. It's dog-eared is the word, because I just love it. I always dive into it. Doesn't matter how much I know, how much I've learned, I learn even more. Anyway, he said, I hope you enjoyed that little difference. Understanding. Maybe join me in that visualization. If you did, I always like to know the critique. Did you enjoy it? Is there something more I could do? What would you like to discuss? Please do email me, feedback@personaldevelopmentunplugged.com. Hope there's some golden nuggets there. Hope the whole of it was something that you enjoyed. And if you did, again, please let me know what the results and what you really enjoyed, but also tell other people about this. Because wouldn't it be nice if we all got to uncover, let out our real us into the world and sing from our real voice? That would be awesome. So please do share this episode. As usual, I always say, share every episode. It makes such a difference to this podcast. It really does. I know your time's valuable. So thank you so much for being with me on this journey and continue our adventure, our hero's adventure to becoming nicer people, kind people, eh? That's a nice thing to aim for, isn't it? To be kind. Anyway, until the next time, I'll kindly see you at the next episode, whether it's a 5-minute quickie or it's a longer episode. But now it's time to fly.
Warning, you are now leaving the unplugged mind of Paul Clough. It's time to fly on your own. Be brave, my friend.
Personal Development Unplugged.